Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I thought it'd be fun to take a look at all the models I've painted since I started the channel last year. Here on the table I've laid out all the miniatures and the terrain that I've either painted or at least primed. So there's quite a lot going on here. This is a 6 foot by 4 foot table, and so this takes up the whole table, so it's crazy to look at it all laid out like this. But I thought it'd be fun to just take a look at the models and just talk a little bit about them, and then maybe you could guess the amount that's on the table, and this is going to include every piece of terrain and every model. Add your guess in the comments section below, and I'll put the actual amount right at the end of this video, and let's see who can get the closest to it. I started the channel back in November 2020, so all the models here are included from when I started. So I'd never painted a model before that, and so everything I did was pretty much when I started the channel, and I really wanted to document the whole journey of getting that WARCRY Catacomb set, unboxing it, building it, painting it for the first time, getting to know the contrast paints and using them, and so it's really awesome to see it all laid out. And it seems like such a long time ago when I painted these, but yeah, just a little over a year. But seeing it all on the table is just so fun, and I thought we could go through and have a look at all the models, all the different war bands, have a little chat about them, real brief, some of my favourites, some I didn't like that much, have a look at the terrain, and then I've also been a little bit cheeky because I've included the models that I've just primed, so they're kind of count in this as well. So there's going to be a whole section on the table of primed miniatures as well. And I've probably pushed it a little bit too far here because I primed these when they're still on the sprue, but I think they can count. Throughout the video, you're going to see loads of models from Age of Sigmar. Probably the most you're going to see is from WARCRY, which you could use in Age of Sigmar too. And then I've also got some Warhammer 40,000 and Kill Team models, and then some other ones from different games, Underworlds included, Core Space, Blood Bowl, and Cursed City. So there's a lot going on here, and yeah, it's just really fun to see it all laid out on the table. So let's get started, and we'll have a look at the terrain first. So the first painted video I did on the channel was for the bridges from WARCRY Catacombs, and I loved all the terrain in this, and I was really nervous putting those videos up, but I think the terrain is so great that just with some simple washes, a coat of contrast paint, and then some dry brushing, you can get some amazing effects, and these doors are probably some of my favourite pieces that I've painted so far. Almost a year after painting that WARCRY terrain, I did all the Octarius Box Set, and this was so fun. The miniatures were fantastic, but the terrain as well. I mean, it's quite the same, doing all this like rusty colour effect, but still great to put it together, and a great set. Then there's the Red Harvest terrain, and it was really interesting painting some similar pieces that we got in the WARCRY Catacomb set a year later. I was much more confident, I was really used to the paints and techniques, and I was able to do this different kind of dry brush effect, so it looks like it starts like purple at the bottom, moving up to black and grey, and so yeah, really happy with how this turned out, and another brilliant box set. I also made some terrain out of some insulation foam for like a desert effect, and this was just some simple coats and some dry brushing, and there's a video on that on the channel too if you want to check that out. But this is really fun to make my own terrain. I've got to do much more of this next year. Then we've got the Sigmarite Mausoleum, another fantastic set of terrain that's perfect for contrast paints and some dry brushing. The textures in these models are just like stunning and make it so easy. You're just dry brushing it with the right colours, you can get some real quick effects with not too much effort. And now let's take a look at the Scions of the Flame. These were the first miniatures I ever painted, and the first one I did was one of the initiates, and I totally messed the face up. I was panicking, I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to do this. And it was really scary because my plan was to make these videos, and I do have a background in different arts. I've worked with like model making, and although I've never painted, I have done like digital art, so trying to bring those skills across to a different medium I thought would be fine, but luckily the contrast paints saved the day. And once I discovered that really it's paint by numbers, you just pick out the different sections, block them in with a colour, a bit of dry brushing, and you got some nice results. So then I was really happy. And here you can see the other warband painted from the Catacomb set, the Knight Shadow Stalkers, so I was much happier by the time I got to this stage. And here we got the Untamed Beast, and these really suit contrast paints so well. All the different flesh tones, the natural leathers and bone, just perfect for contrast paints. So I think this was when I really started to enjoy the painting, relaxed a little bit, and had a great time. Now we've got these guys. We've got the Broodmaster from the Tarantulas Brood, the newest warband, and I went a bit brighter here, and this is different to what I'd normally paint like, and I really like that vibrant colour that comes through. And here's my favourite warband ever, the Corvus Cabal. These were great fun to paint. Again, all the textures of the model really help, and with some dry brushing it brings all of that out. Then we've got the Iron Golem, and these are really fun, nice metallic effects on these. So everything I learnt from the terrain I kind of implemented in this, and yeah, really happy with how they turned out too. And then we've got the most up-to-date warband that I finished, which are these guys, the Dark Oath Savages. Awesome models, really great sculpts. And again, like the Untamed Beast, these are really suited to all the different flesh tones. So those are all some of my favourites for sure. But then we've got the Dominion box set, which was great. And another brilliant set of miniatures. Just 2 different armies that you could put together. I thought I'd be more into Age of Sigmar than I am. But really, Warcry is where it's at for me as far as that's concerned. So, but really happy to get those models paid. I've still got a lot to do though, as you'll see later on. Let's pick up the pace a little bit, otherwise this video is going to go on for ages. But here's loads of other warbands. Beasts of Chaos, really great. Great fun to play in the campaign. And then got the Skeleton Army, the Necromancer leading them. Got the Sylvaneth in the Autumn theme, using tea leaves for the base. That was really fun. I'm kind of going off the Nighthawk. I'm not really into them so much now, which is a shame because I've got tons with Mortal Realms. I've painted quite a lot of these. These are from Core Space. I've got loads painted actually that aren't even on the table. So they're all boxed up, ready for some videos I'm going to do for when the new game is released. So that's coming soon. A few tests I did with the Cursed City pieces, but I lost motivation with that. And then we got these guys, the Grey Knights. These were really fun to paint as well. And now we're moving into Warhammer 40,000 with the Octarius set. These Commander Orcs, these are the ones I voted for as my favourite Warhammer models of 2021. I really enjoyed everything about painting them, playing them, and the whole box set. Then there's the Necrons. This army's coming on nicely with the Imperium magazine, really having fun with that. And I've done some other test pieces here. I was painting a Raptor, I did a Lieutenant, some more from Age of Sigmar. This model I didn't paint, but my friend Sergey offered to paint a model for the channel, so I sent this across to him and he posted it back, painted to this amazing standard, and this is really a standout piece on the table. Puts my contrast painting to shame, but I'm so happy and grateful to have this, and very thankful that he went to the amazing effort of painting this up for me. So there's a video about this, but I'll also put a link to Sergey's Instagram in the description below. Now we're on to the Underworld section, and there were some fantastic miniatures for Underworlds last season. To my shame, I've still got loads I haven't unboxed. I've got to get them put together and primed and get eventually painted before the next season starts for sure. So yeah, some really great models, and of course you can use these in Warcry too, which is awesome. Then it looks like we got another picture of the Chimera that Sergey painted, and one of my favourite models of the year, the Red Gobbo, and I bought this little snow globe, this empty one, to put him in for Christmas. So that covers all the miniatures I've pretty much painted and finished and completed the bases for, and all the terrain as well. But there's some others I've done that are almost finished, like these guys from that Dominion box set. They're very nearly there. I've just got to pick out the details of the hair and the faces and the different metallic parts, and then these will be ready to go as well, and then I'll do a video for these. I got way behind and backtracked a little bit, went into some other projects, but yeah, I'm going to catch up with this soon. I'm also determined to keep up with the Imperium magazine. I've just got my Space Marines, Ultramarines colours finalised. This is going to have a little bit of a darker wash to grimdark it up a little bit, but I think this one here, this model, you can see standing out with the dry brushing effect on it, which has come out really nice and smooth actually. This is going to be the recipe I'm going to use to do the rest, and these videos are going to come very soon because I will be painting these up. And that brings us on to all of these models from the different games that have been primed and are ready to paint. And I keep getting distracted. There's so many cool models being released all throughout the year, and some have taken longer than I thought they would, so I've got a little bit behind. But I'm determined to get these finished as we move into 2022 and hopefully get a lot more painted than I did this year. I'm almost embarrassed to say that this isn't it. I've got a load of models that I've built, some I haven't built, and they're in a pile of shame, which I think I'll do another video about, because I think it'll be fun just to reveal all the models that I've still got to come. A lot of them I have built though, because I still play them even though they're not painted. But yeah, that'll be another video I think coming soon. So there we go. That's everything I painted since I started the channel in November 2020, and a real busy year. But I'd love to hear what you've painted this year. If you want to let me know in the comment section below, that'll be awesome. And don't forget to add your guess down below for how many models or pieces of terrain are here on the table. And just for fun, let's see who gets closest to the number. So I'll announce the number now. And so if you don't want to hear it, don't listen, and then add your comment below, and then check back here to see if you got it right. Altogether, with every model and piece of terrain on the table, there's 586 pieces that are either painted or primed. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a bit different than the ones that I normally do, but I thought it'd be cool just to show you a little bit behind the scenes of what I've got going on with the collection so far. But I'll definitely do a pile of shame video, and maybe in the new year I'll do a room tour once I get it all organised a bit more and nice and tidy, and then you can see behind the scenes where everything takes place. Thanks so much for watching all the videos I've put out since I started, and for supporting the channel by subscribing, liking, and all your comments. I love reading all the comment section. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games.